Me and Ben, well, we've been inseparable for the last 2 years, really. So yeah, not having him here is strange. But I do text him. We have been texting on the phone, so yeah. It would have been nice to have him here as well, to be mentioned with the likes of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. The great company to be in.
So Tyson, when you decided to make another go at this boxing lark, was it in your mind that you were young enough to do it and you didn't want to leave it too late in case you had regrets down the line?
No, I didn't start back training to box again. I started only training to lose weight. I was 27'10", just under 28 stone when I wanted to get back down again. And my goal was to lose 10 stone to get down to 18 stone, just under. It was a big goal, but I achieved it eventually, and I wanted to get back boxing as well while I was there. But, you know, to have a lot of time out the ring, like nearly 3 years out of the ring, very few champions from the past have ever come back after such a long time, and not just a long time, such an abusive time to the body. People have come back like Muhammad Ali, but he never stopped training, he was always in shape. But I don't know many people who's ever ballooned up 147 pounds and abused the body with alcohol and drugs very badly, and had mental health problems as well, and then came back.
During the Sefri fight, did you get a buzz? Did you start to think, this is what I should be doing?
Yes, you know, it was all fresh again. It was a new start, a fresh start. It was return of the Mac. It was he's back. It was a long-awaited return of the Gypsy King, and it was a fantastic night. We sold out the MEN. It was one of the best ring walks ever in history of boxing. And it done 925,000 views on BT, broke all records. So it was absolutely fantastic.
But you didn't know then that you were just a few months away from facing Deontay Wilder?
No, I didn't. But I didn't come back to boxing to be a pro boxer and get a few wins. I come back to be the best or nothing. So that's my mentality. I'm either going to do it or I'm not. I've always been a very impatient person, and I've always wanted everything today and not tomorrow. So yeah, I probably jumped in the deep end, sink or swim, and I usually swim.
Do you think the British public now knows the real Tyson Fury?
Yes. I think the British public now know the real Tyson Fury. Like the autobiography title, Tyson Fury Behind the Mask. I have no mask on at the moment, at all. So yeah, people can see the real me. I got tired of acting. My acting career finished in the comeback. Although I still am entertaining, but I just be me rather than acting a character.
When you look back at those times and when you were at the deepest depths of your despair, does it feel close or does it feel like it was someone else now?
I feel like it was a long time ago, and every day that goes by I'm reminded that I have to be thankful for the mindset that I have now, because it'd be very easily for me to slip back into that way of going on. And mental health will never, ever, ever disappear. It's a thing that you can never get rid of, and I will suffer with it for the rest of my life.
Do you think that's the case? Do you not think that there's, with everything that you've got going for you now and with your knowledge about mental health and where you're at, is it something that you can conquer, or do you think it's something you will always be fighting? I'll
always be fighting it. You can never cure it. And I've said this a lot of times, and people who say, oh, well, I had mental health yesterday, but now it's totally gone. They probably didn't really have anything. But when you've been diagnosed with a disorder, then it's very hard to get rid of it. And even though I am on good days and I'm in a fantastic place and everything's going really well for me, I'm reminded regularly that I can slip down into deep despair very quickly.
If you were to have a good life, what does that mean? What do you need to do to achieve to have a good life?
To have a good life, I just need to keep active, fit, and keep training. Because without the training, I'll die, and that's a fact.
You've become an advocate for mental health, as we've discussed. Do you feel that that's your calling, or is your calling to be a world heavyweight champion to inspire people? Like, why is the Gypsy King here?
The Gypsy King's here to spread positivity, to talk about mental health publicly on massive platforms, and the Gypsy King's here to show people that anything's possible.
Do you feel that that's a calling?
Yes, and it's bigger than boxing for sure.
When we last spoke in depth, we spoke about fame, and your fame must have increased post-Wilder with everything that you've done.
Yep.
What's that like?
I'm not motivated by fame, so it doesn't mean anything to me if I'm famous or I'm not. I actually wish I wasn't famous. Just to be able to live a normal life, sort of. But you know, I've achieved a lot of things in my life, and I've been very public with a lot of stuff. So I've become a recognisable voice and a recognisable face, not just in sports. So it's something I'll have to live with for the rest of my life. Fame, some people are motivated by it, some people aren't. And I'm one of those people who are not motivated by it at all.
That's a big challenge for you, isn't it? To know that you've got that for the rest of your life,
yeah.
when you don't want it.
Yep. It's not because I don't look for to do stuff. I just stay where I live in Lancashire, and I just do my normal stuff. And as long as I can keep grounded and keep going to the gym and keep taking the kids to school and going for a coffee and going to the tip and that sort of stuff that you would never expect a lineal heavyweight champion of the world to do, yeah, I'll be okay. But I actually look forward to it. All those simple things in life that people take for granted, they're my pleasures. Like, my most pleasurable things that I do are to take the car for a mini valet on a Monday, every Monday religiously, take the rubbish to the disposal unit twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays. I shave my head twice a week. I look forward to that. Obviously take the kids to school every day and pick them up 5 days a week. And I train 6 days a week and I take Sundays off. But make no mistake, Sunday is a terrible day for me. Because every Sunday, there's not one Sunday that goes by that I don't feel very depressed. That's just having one day off. So it's difficult. You know, when I've got nothing going on, then it's difficult to be positive.
It's very rare you don't have stuff going on, though. It's been a very busy few months.
It has. It's been a very busy year. 19 was one of those years. I was very busy, and I kept myself busy because I'm most happiest when I'm doing stuff.
What was the WWE stuff like?
It was fantastic. I got the phone call in October, very early October, end of September. My cut was healing up and that, and I got a phone call, would be interested. And obviously I was interested. And next minute, I knew I was on a plane with my full family on the way to LA to the launch of a WWE on Fox. Some of the biggest stars in the world were there. And yeah, it was an amazing kick-off, amazing first take to WWE. It was an introduction of a king on the WWE. They've done a fantastic job, very professional, very organised, very easy to work with, and I can't say anything that was negative about the WWE family. It was absolutely an amazing experience.
What did the kids make of it?
Obviously they loved it. My son Prince and my daughter Venezuela are big fans of wrestling. They watch it on the TV, they play the games on the PlayStation and that. So they were ecstatic to get all the photographs with all the stars, the superstars.
Did you get a kick out of meeting any of them in particular?
Yeah, I did actually. I met The Rock, I met Hulk Hogan, I met Ric Flair. Like, for me, like, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, they were like the dons. Like, I used to watch all the old Royal Rumble tapes and stuff from years ago, and they were always the most controversial guys on there. So to meet those guys was fantastic. So yeah, I ended up even having a few beers with Ric Flair at the bar. That was an amazing experience. Like, who'd have thought years ago that I'm going to be having a few beers with Ric Flair in Las Vegas, accompanied by Roman Reigns and a few others. Brilliant. So yeah, it was a brilliant experience for sure.
And what was it like actually doing the wrestling? Because you trained quite hard.
I trained really hard. It was a difficult time for me. Because if I'm doing something, I like to know what I'm doing, and that were the terms and conditions. Like, if I'm going to do this, then I have to have a minimum of 4 weeks to practice what's going on and how to do it properly without looking a mug. And I got into the gym a lot. I was training an hour, 2 hours every day, and I picked it up quite quickly. I'm a quick learner, and I was hungry to learn and to get better and better. And the actual show was an absolute amazing show out in Saudi Arabia, and the ring walk was epic, and the fight went down really well. I did everything I was supposed to. Vince was made up with it, and the whole WWE family were all very happy with the way things went, and I think it was an amazing debut of a WWE superstar. How
nervous were you behind the curtain for that?
Make no mistake, it was exactly the same as walking out for a massive title fight. There was no difference. It was on. I was getting psyched up behind the done we are Spartan things on the way to the ring, and it was a spectacular show. I enjoyed every minute of it.
And then we mentioned the book, and you've also done the single with Robbie Williams ahead of Christmas.
Yeah.
Boxing fans will know that you like to sing anyway.
Yes.
And that was a good opportunity for you to make your mark in the charts.
Yeah, we went to #1 with the Christmas album. So yeah, that was fantastic. Bad Sharon, great song. It was unbelievable experience to be singing a song with Robbie Williams. Like, you know, growing up, he was the biggest British singer. So yeah, for me to be singing songs on his album with him was a great experience, and it just shows you that you never know what the future holds. You never know where you can be. It doesn't matter where you start, but it's where you end. And yeah, the book as well went to the best-selling boxing autobiography ever in history, selling more copies than Mike Tyson and everybody. Yeah, fantastic. Bestseller on Amazon and Sunday Times and everything.
You flipped a full 180 because there was a period in time where you weren't adored by the British public and where people vilified you and criticised you for comments that you made. And now we talk about those successes. Everything you touch turns to gold now.
Well, now it's the man behind the mask. Before it was all a big act, a big front. And the people get to see the real Tyson. And yeah, the more stuff I do, the more people can see the real me. And everybody, especially the British, we love a good comeback story, an underdog story. And this is definitely one to be matched, one that can be matched with any great comeback in history. And it just happens to be that I'm a part of it. So yeah, fantastic.
You've got Wilder again, obviously back in the US now. Was there any chance of him coming over to the UK? Did you want that in the UK, or were you always content to come over here?
I tried to get it at Old Trafford. Because it's one of those dreams that I always wanted to fight there. Some people have wherever they want. Mine is to fight at Manchester United football ground. And Wilder doesn't seem to be very comfortable with fighting me in the UK. So yeah, I have to come back over here and do it again if we wanted to fight, which I do. And I proved in the past that I'm willing to throw down with anybody in any different country, it doesn't matter. So yeah, we're back on his home soil. I think that's where he thinks he's got the biggest advantage at home. Some people thrive on the home advantage, and so it doesn't really make a difference to other fighters like me. I don't feel no better boxing in Manchester than I do in Las Vegas or Germany or Los Angeles or wherever on the road. So yeah, I did try, but it wasn't going to happen. So yeah, we're back here in Las Vegas.
Are you a better fighter this time round?
Better fighter? I don't think that you can be better if it's not broken. I don't think that I needed to be any different to any of the fights that I've had, because it's a winning formula, and I've always managed to win and not lose. But this time they're getting a fighter that's match fit and a fighter that's been active for a few years rather than coming back after all the problems. So yeah, they're getting you'll see a much better mentally, physically boxer than I was before.
Are you still learning as a boxer?
You never stop learning as a person in life. I think once you think you know it all is the time you're about to fail. And I'm always willing to try new things and give everything a whirl. My eyes have been really opened in this training with Sugar Hill, because coming here, I'm undefeated in 30 professional fights, undefeated in 11 years as a professional, lineal heavyweight champion, beat one of the longest reigning champions in history. So if ever a man should think he knows it all, it would be me. And I know a lot about boxing. I've been around the game a long time and I've studied it a long time. So to train with someone and feel like an absolute novice again is exciting. Because me and Sugar Hill, because we've not worked together for a long, long time, and even before, I only had a week with the guy. Everything's different and I feel like I'm learning again. Before we was polishing stuff that I did good and it was a winning formula, but now we're working on stuff that I don't do so well and that is new to me, and that's the challenge, and I love challenges.
You have happy memories of spending time with Emmanuel Stewart and the things he's told you over the years, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And is it part of that nostalgia that's taken you to Sugar Hill? Yeah,
Sugar Hill is very like Emmanuel. His characteristics and the way he trains and the way he talks. He's been brought up around him, and it's his nephew. I thought to myself, if there's anyone going to be a good heavyweight trainer, it'd be Sugar Hill. And the switch was, I believe now it's a good thing. I wasn't so sure at the beginning. You never know what you're getting when you get a new trainer. You never know when you're getting when your whole team's been separated. And you never know what you're getting when everything's new. But after spending 3 weeks together, I know it was a fantastic choice.
Have you missed Ben in the training camp?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Me and Ben, we've been inseparable for the last 2 years, really. So yeah, not having him here is strange. But I do text him. We have been texting on the phone, so yeah. It would have been nice to have him here as well. To work on stuff that we've been doing, but he has other commitments, and that's it.
Is the door closed on you guys working together in the future?
No, definitely not. Me and Ben, we've never had a fallout. Ben hasn't done anything wrong. I've done nothing wrong to Ben. Ben's done nothing wrong to me. But for certain fights, you need certain styles. And what I did before clearly is not good enough to win this fight. Because if I'm not going to win it the way I boxed before, then I won't win it this time like that. So it's got to be total new. Everything's got to change. So that's what I'm doing. I'm willing to sacrifice everything for the victory.
So you're coming.
That's how much it means.
So you're coming to put it on Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
To attack and take him out.
Yeah.
What makes you think you can be the first guy to stop him?
Because I was boxing him last time and I was hurting him. He was hurt a lot in that fight. Just didn't have the energy to finish him. And I've seen a lot of stuff that I'm going to expose, and stuff that I saw last time but I couldn't pull the trigger on. So this time, he really is going to fight the Gypsy King.
What do you want?
And I'm going to take him out.
But what do you want from boxing?
From boxing, I want nothing. I don't want anything from boxing. I'm happy just doing what I'm doing, ticking along nice and slowly, and just take a few more scalps before I hang the gloves up.
3 more scalps, is that right?
3 more.
How does the story pan out? What would you like?
I'm going to knock Wilder out, then he's not going to want a rematch. Then I'm going to fight Joshua, I'm going to beat him too. And then I always said to my old pal Derek Chisora, I'd have a farewell fight with him. So yeah, maybe I get the Old Trafford fight with old Hellboy after all.
And then what happens?
And then it's curtains on a fantastic career.
What do you want to do in retirement? Would you stay in boxing?
Stay in boxing, as in like trainer or something?
Trainer, advisor?
Not really. I'm not a trainer, and I believe in there's horses for courses. There's a lot of great trainers out there. And just because you've been a good fighter doesn't mean you can be a good trainer. So it's not something that I'd be interested in really, and I think you need a keen eye for training. And I don't think I've got what it takes to be a trainer. And I would really have no interest in training fighters. Managing them, I manage one fighter, Isaac Lowe, and I have done for a long time. But it's not something that I do as a business. I do it because I like the guy and I've been close with him for a long time, and I want to give him an opportunity to do something big with his life. So yeah, and I maybe like to do that, help young fighters along. But you know what? It's horses for courses. There's a lot of great boxing management teams out there, MTK Global and Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn and everybody else. So I'm not trying to get into anybody else's job because it's not my concern. My concern after the boxing will be, God willing, I come out in one piece and with me faculties in order. My ambition would be to open up my own boxing gym and give local kids an opportunity to do something with their life that they maybe wouldn't have had a chance of ever, just like me.
Do you love the sport as you used to love the sport?
I love the sport enough to sacrifice my life to it. I love the sport enough to want to give others the opportunity to sacrifice their life for it. And I love the sport enough that without boxing, then I won't be who I am today. And I love the sport enough to say that boxing has given me a fantastic platform, it's given me a fantastic style of life, and it's opened my eyes and it's made me travel the world and meet many, many, many different people, and it's given me the opportunity to see different cultures and just enjoy the boxing fraternity and family. You know, boxing as a business is one thing, but the love of boxing that people share is something that grips you worse than any addiction, I believe. Because even though if you're not boxing anymore, you're always interested in watching the big fights or reading about certain fighters or whatever. And yeah, I believe I'll be involved in it forever, whether it's in a boxing gym or reading about it or watching it on TV and seeing who the next up-and-comer will be, the next champion. Yeah, and enjoying their careers.
Because you talk about walking away. Well, Joe Lewis came back, Marciano came back, Tyson came back, Larry Holmes came back, George Foreman came back.
I've come back as well, haven't I? Yeah. I've already made a comeback. Yeah.
But they've come back older. You were still young enough to get away with it.
Yeah. Once I'm done, I'll never return. Once I say it's over this time, I won't return. That's a fact. Not for any amount of money or any amount of titles or any amount of fame. Because I know when I retire, I'll retire fulfilled. I won't retire wanting more.
Does Paris want you to retire?
Paris knows that I enjoy boxing so much and I put so much into it over the years. So Paris knows it's good for me at the moment. But when one door closes, another one will open. And I'm a big believer in that.
What are you going to do with Paris when you retire then? You're going to grow all together, travel? What's the plans?
I'm not sure. You know, we've got a lot of young children at the moment, so there's another 20 years minimum for some of the younger ones. So I'm not sure. I've never really thought that far ahead. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm 50. I've had such a fulfilled life, and I'm only 31. Than some 60-year-olds would have had. 70-year-olds have done a lot, and I've had enough of running around. I used to want to go all these places and travel a lot and all that. And after you've done all that for a while, you get sick of it and you just want to be home. It's like now, I used to going from mine in Lancashire to my dad's up and down Manchester all the time and all that. But now I rarely leave where I live. I've got a routine going on, and I just like being there in that small seaside town where nothing much really goes on, and it's quite grounding to be there. So I think I just stay in Morecambe forever. Go for a run, go for a walk, take the dog for a walk. I'm going to get a couple of dogs. When I can put full time into them, then I'll have pets again. Because I've had dogs in the past and I couldn't really look after them properly with travelling about, and I believe that if you're going to commit to having an animal, then you should look after it properly. So yeah, when I'm finished, I'll get a couple of dogs and I'll be training them and taking them for walks and whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to do after getting your brains knocked out. There's plenty of stuff to look forward to. Nice meals and nice trips away and stuff like that.
What happens when the kids come to you and say, we want a box?
Well, everybody can do what they want in life, and that's the good thing. We're given a free will and a free mind to achieve whatever we want. But as long as they set the stall out and determine and dedicate to whatever they want to do in their life, then I believe anything's possible.
Would you guide any of them into this career?
It's probably going to be hard for me not to. Most successful boxers' sons want to be boxers. So yeah, it's a good living and it's a good way of life, a good lifestyle, keep you out of trouble. So yeah, I'm all for it.
When you're walking along the seafront in Morecambe and you've got some quiet time, is it very surreal to think that just a few weeks earlier you've had your name up in lights on the Vegas Strip?
From Morecambe to MGM, it's a world of difference. It may as well be worlds apart. And it is a surreal experience, but when you're the one who's doing it, it doesn't feel so surreal after all. It is almost like normal until you really sit back and look at it from afar, from a distance, and then you realise what has happened over a period of time and what you've become and who you are. And that's the surreal thing. To be mentioned with the likes of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield's, the great company to be in. And it's a small club that I'm a member of. Some people are a member of Rotary clubs or whatever they are, but I'm a member of an elite heavyweight champion club. It goes back a long, long way. It's very prestigious, members only. So yeah, I'm very proud of what I've achieved and everything that I've done in my career and life.